The purpose of Nittany Bots was for the kids to learn the relationship between mechanical movements and computer programming.
It's been about building robots with Legos and Mindstorm pieces.
They're using 2 Lego kits, the We Do Robotics kit and Lego Mindstorm's EV3 kits. They use drag and drop programming, which gives them a palette to write their program on, and then all the commands they can use are across the bottom of the screen, and they can drag the commands they want onto the palette in the sequence that they want for them to happen. On the first day, we teach the kids about motors and the fact that motors make things turn.
We did the birds that could spin and whistle.
Our motor was on the base plate, and they had to use those pieces to transfer the turning motion up to the birds. And we continued that theme by building a robot with the EV3 kits that we taught to dance. This, and then this, and then forward and back.
Simple machines are things that you can find almost anywhere. Ledge, lever, screw, wheel and axle, pulley, inclined plane.
So we did a scavenger hunt and sent them out with their mentors to find each of the 6 simple machines throughout the building.
It's an inclined plane. All right, well, good job. You guys found one.
There's a pulley on top of the elevator.
What do you think that can be considered?
Lever?
A lever, yeah.
I like talking about Archimedes because he had such a creative mind.
Archimedes, he came up with planes that never even worked.
He used mirrors to try to fend off the invading Romans from Sicily.
He thought if he put a mirror and shine it to the sun and make fire.
He had this idea that he could use a lever handle to lift ships up out of the water, shake them, and then put them back down again.
Give me a big lever and I will move the world.
He went in the bathtub and he put the crown in. And he said, Eureka. We used cams and gears.
So we built a drumming monkey and put 2 cams under each of its 2 drumming arms. And they also learned that if they orient the cams in different ways, it could create different types of up and down motions.
When they spin together and when they're with a motor, they can make things open and close and turn.
So they had one case where they had one arm going up when the other goes down, and then arms up and down at the same time, and then small tapping. We changed our dance robots into race cars. We had a race from the starting line to a turnaround line back to the starting line again. So they had to take what they learned about dance robots and actually control the motion now.
We had to make it as fast as we could.
And with the snail cars,
Losers were now winners because the slowest car will win.
You were so slow. You were not fast. No, no, no. They were so slow. They ended in a tie. The last person wins. Why oh why?
Leonardo da Vinci came up with things long before they were invented, like helicopters. He did a wonderful job of drawing his ideas on paper, so we used the time to have kids take ideas they had and draw them on paper.
Leonardo da Vinci was an engineer. He painted the Mona Lisa.
He made a sketch of himself being a girl.
We got into the first sensors and we built an alligator.
So it's a motion sensor. This is the alligator. Its jaws are open.
And when you put something in it, it chomped down and made a chomping noise. And it opened back up when you took it out. And it was on a timer.
So record yourself burping, but then work it into your program. we converted our race cars into forklifts.
We are gonna do a touch sensor
To make the forklift arm go up and down. Lieutenant Matthew White joined us today from the University Police to show us the bomb robot. And for us, that meant a great way to see that what we're doing with robotics plays into things that we use in real life.
To go be a bomb tech, we've got to go train for 6 weeks. And 1 whole week is all working with robots. It can lift 50 pounds. See how stable that is? So the robot has 3 different speeds. It has a low, a medium, and a high speed.
We talked about Isaac Newton because we wanted to discuss the concept of force. Isaac Newton is the one who defined force as being mass times acceleration.
Well, he's sort of like Albert Einstein, but he's not that famous.
We talked a little bit about him and how he concluded that gravity affects all things that are near the Earth.
So he sat under an apple tree, and then the apple fell down, not on his head, and he said the moon forces down the apple for gravity.
We used a tilt sensor to make a lion rise up and roar and then lie down and snore.
Hold it up.
We use programming to simulate real life. We use Legos, and kids are familiar with Legos. They come in feeling very comfortable with them, but then we take them to the next step, which is how do we make things happen? How do we make things move? And to me, that's so important because computers are so much a part of our lives now. It seems like it's as important to learn computer programming as it is a second language.